Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am going to react to the very first episode of Abby's Studio Rescue. Dumb name. I wrote on a piece of paper 100 other names, 100 other ideas to call this show, because I did not want to be compared with Bar Rescue, and that's exactly what they were going for. I was interested in doing the show because it would be a way for me to give back, for me to help, for me to teach everyone what I learned from my mistakes. When I was 14 years old and I started my competition team, I didn't know everything. I knew what I had learned from my mother. And as far as styles of dance and choreography and watching lines and formations and all of that, well, that I learned from going to see shows, from watching, right, the Super Bowl halftime show, from watching all of that stuff. You learn, as you go along. I was very particular. The dance teachers have to be somehow certified to teach, whether they have a college degree, whether they have a degree in education or dance, whether they, have had a studio for 25, 30 years, or they were a member of Dance Educators of America or Dance Masters of America. Nobody at the network thought that mattered. I just didn't want to go into random studios that maybe shouldn't be teaching children how to dance. I wanted these studios to be on the up and up. I said, okay, I'll do it, but let's not call it Bar Rescue, or Studio Rescue. Let's think of another name. Nope. Let's take a look at the first episode. Then I'm going to fill you in on a little bit more that went on with Studio Rescue. Oh, that shoot right there was flippin' insane. In the opening of the show, you see me with the roller and the paint goes on the wall and it has the logo. Okay, so it's my hand with the roller, but of course it didn't have, purple, magenta, glitter paint on it. I was just doing a fake roller. And the shoot to do all these effects was insane. They spent more money on the visual of me breaking through a brick wall, of me smashing things, and they spent more money on that than we probably spent on an entire season of Dance Moms. Seriously. Rhinestone sledgehammer, rhinestone hard hat. I came to play, yes. All right, now, episode 1, triple threat in Warwick, Rhode Island. Not the truth. Nope. The first episode we shot was in California, I remember, because I buried my mom in Miami, Florida. And the next day, I was on set shooting Abby's Studio Rescue. And there was no time to rest or no time to regroup, no time to even research what studio I was going to or what it was all about. Now, when the shows aired, they used the Triple Threat studio in Warwick, Rhode Island first. And here, you're gonna see why.
The gossip about me amongst the moms is toxic in my studio. This is the reason I don't want to be there.
Marlena, the owner of the studio, she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to go to her own studio. Believe me, I know how she feels. But I had too much work to do, so I always showed up at my studio in Pittsburgh before a television show. She had a good business. She had an after-school program, and it's growing and growing and growing, and more kids want to participate, more and more kids. So she opens a studio. Well, she got some old, gross building. Instead of maybe a brand new strip mall, go into one section and then build from there, or maybe a brand new industrial court, no. She goes into some old kind of, I don't know what this building is. It's freestanding. There's 2 floors, but there's poles. Who goes into a property with a real estate agent and sees all these poles and is like, oh yeah, this will be a perfect dance studio? The kids are gonna bang into the poles. So Marlena is fed up. When you invest your own money, you're putting your house where they live, where her family lives, up for collateral for this building. And you go there and the ceiling's falling in and the wood's picking up off the floor. There's poles that are black, there's poles that are pink, there's poles that are red, and it's just a mess. Then you hear the mothers and they're whining, they're complaining, they're threatening to quit. Who wants to go there? I wouldn't want to go there either. So I just think that by Marlena staying away from her studio, it's better for her, but it's not better for her. Because the more she stays away, the more chaos ensues.
I feel like I am not qualified to have such a big responsibility with the competition team.
There's a young girl, 18 years old. This young girl is on camera saying, I am not qualified to be running the competition team. She didn't want that responsibility. And she knew that every word that came out of her mouth was being judged by the mothers watching. Maybe baby, she was okay. Maybe the recreation kids, she was okay. And the team kids, not with those mothers watching now. I'm telling you all, this may be your last chance to dance. Did you hear me? This may be your last chance to dance. That was kind of my tagline on the show. Did you like it? Let me know below.
You've been standoffish. The other two moms in the mini company, they feel the same way. They think that you're a bitch.
Now, the moms seem to be a huge problem, just like they are at every dance studio. It takes one bad apple to ruin the whole bunch. And this woman right here is a bad apple, definitely.
Somebody told me I'd be fine. Shook her head, smiled, and
Stop!
up.
I'm watching the showcase choreography. It's a lyrical routine. And no choreography. It really doesn't make sense. And what the kids are doing is very, very simplistic. So the choreographers have not prepared their work before they came in to teach. Now, here's a little spoiler alert. The music that they're using is from the library that the network made a deal with. These girls didn't get this music until probably the day before.
I have anxiety about the showcase because I really don't know what to expect.
She has a big production number, lots of kids in it. They do some crazy acrobatic and gymnastic tricks. They swing the kids around and do that, or they stick it and hold on top, and then there's like a release. I know now that Marlena does not own this building, because if she did, she would be very cautious of doing that risky choreography and a lot of lifts and throwing kids up in the air. I did a lot of that stuff until I built my own building. And then I was like, no, safety first, safety first, safety first. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. I think their technique is pretty much non-existent. What is technique? Judges use that word all the time. You have to work on your technique. Technique is your body alignment, your lines, how straight your legs straighten. So when you go out on stage and do choreography that you were given, we should see within the choreography from the steps that you're doing that you've been in ballet class 3 days a week, that you've spent hours at the ballet bar. We should see that you've worked and worked and worked to hyperextend those knees. A judge should see all of that in a 2.5 minute routine. Look at the reveal. Yes? It looks better. All we did was floors, paint, ballet bars that were donated by Vita Vibe, silks, aerial silks, because they have some girls that are really good tumblers and good in acrobatics, so they're going to be able to handle those silks. It just looks clean and it looks fresh. So the kids are excited, the teachers are excited, Marlena is just beside herself. The second room, right, our smaller room, there were sheets of glass mirror laying against the wall. Do you realize what kind of lawsuit that could be? If a kid fell into those, or if they just fell over, or maybe a mean girl flipped it over on another kid. I mean, that was nuts. We fixed that room too. Beautiful mirrors, nice floors, a curtain over the door. You don't want to get kids' fingers caught in the door. Now, it actually looks like a dance studio. The building itself, not so great, but the inside, safe. That was our first priority, was safe.
And if you need something and you want to talk to me, you need to come to me and talk to me and not talk back here.
Mama drama. A very, very successful dance teacher who is long gone told me once that she'll have a conference with any mom about anything, but they have to make an appointment and it's $50 every 10 minutes. And I thought that was one of the craziest things I've ever heard from another dance teacher, from a colleague. But she didn't do it to make money. She didn't do it to have 50 million phone calls to call people back. She did it so they wouldn't call her, so they wouldn't talk to her, so they wouldn't complain. That's why she did it. But it worked. It worked. So Marlene is opening the door, the floodgates, for all these people to contact her and whine and complain she shouldn't do it. You know, sometimes you have to clean house.
It has to end now, and we all have to move forward.
Some kids and moms, no matter where they go, they're gonna be trouble. It's in them. Sometimes they stir the pot and then sit back and watch it boil over. Other people, it's all about that. Me, 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 me. If you're not happy, your money is good elsewhere. Bye.
Somebody showed me with her soul. Lack of perfection makes us whole.
Were they cute? Yes. Did you get it? They were at school. There were 4 kids kind of in school uniforms and 1 little girl in a beautiful lyrical costume. And she was tossing and turning, and one group wanted her and the other group wanted her, and you know, that school playground stuff. So I think the choreographer learned a few things. I think the kids did an okay job. I mean, are they gonna go to competition and win any overall? No, but at least they got on stage and they did the number. There is definitely potential there. The kids that did the back handsprings, do you see how low they sat and they really traveled backwards? Excellent. So whoever was teaching the gymnastics at the studio did a good job. And the poor girl that was choreographing, I hope she did go to school and went on with her life. Big number, lots of energy. Like I said earlier, the tumbling, their side aerials are nice, they're high, they're lifted, their arms are where they're supposed to be. And I think the lifts that they do, the partner work, is excellent. Some of it's risky, and they seem very confident when they do it, which is a good thing to see. The fouette turns, did that girl ever hit a passe? No. So the ballet, the jazz technique, really weak. The tumbling, the lifts, strong. So there you have it. She needs to hire a better ballet teacher. She needs to enforce the rules that those kids take X number of hours of technique a week, and they will improve, yes. But overall, the audience seems thrilled with the number. Wow, whatever happened to Triple Threat? She supposedly hired a new ballet master teacher, great. She's standing up to the moms, great. And most importantly, she is showing up to work each and every day. Her own 2 daughters are proud of their mother. And that's probably the most important thing to her. Unfortunately, not all of the problems at Triple Threat were on the surface. Turns out, underneath the building, they were growing marijuana. Not legally, on a farm or wherever that happens, but in the middle of Warwick, Rhode Island. And that's probably why everybody had a headache while we were filming there. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you want to see more reactions to Abby's studio rescue, then let us know. Subscribe, turn on your post notifications, like this video, and let me know if you're a triple threat: singing, dancing, and acting. I didn't see anybody acting, and I didn't hear anybody singing. Why it's a triple threat studio, I'll never know.